Virtually every man is a potential King Solomon.
It's nature, nothing you can do about it. It's an idea God put into man.
Polygamy on its own is a social construct. It is nowhere in anybody's DNA to be polygamous.
I'm married. I cannot tell you that I've not gotten to a point where somebody else crossed my mind. I decided to remember the commitment I made to my wife. And that commitment supersedes the feeling you have.
Competition is healthy for business. If you come back home and your wife is giving you that headache, and instead of you to just carry your depression and go to your bed, or more, carry your phone, call your next girl, or go there, happiness there.
It's ojukokoro, it's just selfishness. I believe that you cannot keep two women happy at the same level. It's not possible.
If a woman knows that she has a competition, that if you give me headache, somebody else is there to give me happiness, she go behave.
The first step to failure in polygamy is the belief system that you are actually bringing in somebody else to compete with your wife so that your wife can behave. The second failure that is prevalent in polygamy is the belief system that the second girl coming in is going to give you happiness. This is the reason why we have a lot of broken homes and children who are mentally unstable, because they are a product of such marital relationship. You do not keep a woman at home and you treat her less of herself, and you expect to earn peace from that woman. And when you have failed at home, you now think that bringing somebody else is going to solve your mistakes. What you do not understand is that there is no woman that will ever sacrifice her wants and desire for the happiness of any man. Women are the enemies of other women. We understand this, but the enmity between women stays in between them. You as a man, you will never understand what is happening. A woman can come into marriage to become second, third, or fourth wife simply because you tell her stories of how you are not finding peace in your marriage, how your wife is not this, how your wife is not that to you, how your wife is not an angel to you. Now she is going to wear the mask and veil of an angel into that marriage, presenting herself in the image of what your wife is lacking, because she needs to be married. So every time your wife displays such trait that displeases you, you run back to this girl and she gives you a shoulder to kneel on. For as long as that will continue, this second lady is not in competition with the first one. She is actually there because she sees a healthy competition in order for her to find a man she can call a husband. And for as long as that will last, till your first wife gets tired and file for divorce, or till you send your first wife packing, you will never know who the second wife is for real. You are going to continue to be in a fake relationship with your second wife. You don't know who she is. So a woman only shows you who she is if you show her who you are. Now that you're going to the second wife, you're not going there to go and display the same traits that you display at home with your first wife that makes her to start misbehaving. You go to your second wife now presenting yourself as a man in need of emotional attachment and physical touch, and she presents herself before you to have that. You are not going there to pour every of your problems or your attitude onto her. So of course what you will get is positivity. When you come back home and you come with the spirit of disrespect, my darling, you will get disrespected. So this does not mean that the second wife is good. Talking about if you bring a woman into your marriage, another woman into your marriage, that the first one, if the first one is aware that she have a competition, that anytime she misbehaves, that you are going to go to her competitor, that she will start behaving. Okay, a situation whereby indeed you've gotten a second wife, and the first wife is now aware that every time she misbehaves, you go to the second wife, then she stopped misbehaving. Will that now stop you from going to the second wife? Because you're already married to her, obviously. So it is a bad thing for you to think that you can use one woman to replace another. We are not commodities. You don't do that. So because I have seen a lot of second wife, third wives, fourth wives in pain for this particular statement you just made now. They bring them in because they are having misunderstanding with their first wife. And immediately they are able to resolve that with their first wife, or the first wife now change her plans and change her tricks, and you don't really know what she's up to, but you believe that she is now behaving herself. Then you now stick to the first wife. You now abandon your soulmate, the second one, who you brought into the picture because you want her to be your solace. Then she now have to fend for herself. A lady sent me a DM of how she was abandoned for no just reason after 2 children, and she's the second wife. Most of these ladies, they accept the second, third, fourth wife position because it is halal, because Islam welcomes it. Not really because they want to be a competitor or they want to be in competition with anybody, they feel that every woman cannot be first wife. So if their destiny is to be second, then let them grasp it. You don't bring in a woman to take advantage of her just because you want to get back at your first wife. You people are going into polygamy for the wrong reasons. And that is the reason why you people fail. That is the reason why you people suffer in your old age. Polygamy is not for everybody. I'll keep saying this. Polygamy is not for every man. Some still the same one that said every man is King Solomon in nature. And the other guy, you said every man. Please, the guy there that says that there was a time, he is not going to lie to you that there was a time he had the feelings of having an affair with another person, but because of the commitment and the oath he's taken with his wife, that is the reason why he decided not to do it. And he has self-control. You counter it with your words again. And he told you your statement is just a statement of greed, not a statement of fact. Go into polygamy for the right reasons. There are first wives who are even the one that encourage their husband that please take another wife. Not because of anything. They don't have any issue. Possibly, even if there's an issue, maybe issue of conceiving. And sometimes, most of these first wives, they have high understanding. And sometimes, most of these first wives, they are not really the sex type. So they will tell you, you know what, you are sexually hyperactive. I am not sexually hyperactive. I'm a businesswoman. You're not a businessman. I think you should bring in another wife so that we can have balancing. And for a woman to trust you to tell you that, it simply means that you've treated her right. All through her stay with you, all through her life and relationship with you, you've treated her right. You were dutiful to her. You treated her like a woman. So she trusts you that if you bring in another woman, you're not going to change. But if you don't treat your wife right, they develop the fear that if I am the only one with you and I am not enjoying marriage with you, imagine if I have a competition. Then the person coming in is not going to enjoy anything. I will not enjoy anything. And the children will just be there growing on their own. This is the reason why most women fear polygamy. Not really that there is not anything there with you sharing your man. What is there? If you agree to share your man, or you don't agree to share your man, a man that wants to be with another woman will be with another woman. A woman have no power to choose to share a man or not. It is only the second one that is coming that can say, I don't want to be second. If I'm not going to be first, I'd rather stay single. But for you getting married for the first time and you're going to be a first wife, you have no right or no choice to say your husband must take another or he must not take another. You can only come up with rules and regulation that is going to favor everybody on the long run. So men should change their ideology and mindset. The picture they have in their head about polygamy, that's not the way it is. You people have wrong mentality and wrong idea of what polygamy is. An idea inherited from your fathers who failed in polygamy, and you're following their footsteps.